Hey folks, this is the Rock and Roll King, Robert R. McFarland, talking to you. We're doing a series called Stories Behind the Songs, SBTS. We're actually on the Roll CD now. We're the third song in. Again, I guess this would be episode 14 if we was counting. Again, it's from the Rock and Roll CD. Whoop, just lost one on my disc here. It's from the Rock and Roll CD on the roll side. And it's a song called Drive Me Crazy, the third song there. This song has a lot of detail to it, so I hope I can get it. Try to keep all these videos under 10 minutes, if possible. But this song, I originally wrote on acoustic guitar. Right away, I knew it had a country feel to it. So, I'd wrote it on acoustic guitar, and it was one of those songs where I just kind of set aside. And I believe this song was one of the 5 that I added, if memory serves me right. Because it was a song that I had listened to while I was waiting to get back in the studio. I was like, man, it's actually kind of a cool song. I need to do something with that. But I knew it needed to have electric guitar on it too. So we got in the studio, and that's how I started out with electric guitar. And the electric guitar sound, we really struggled to try to get a good sound on that. And we ended up doing something kind of weird. We actually recorded the guitars 3 or 4 times to try to get the sound right. But what we did, we actually mixed 2 different sounds of guitars that we recorded. So usually when I do a recording session, I'll do Les Paul on the left and SG on the right the same time. But what we did that twice. So we had 4 different guitar sounds. So we took one from one session and one from the other session and blended them, and that was the sound that you hear as far as electric guitars go. So again, this was a song, if I can remember right, Sammy played in the studio, and Sammy's awesome. And he goes, he came back in and he did a phenomenal job. He said, hey, what do you think about that? And I remembered, I said, Sammy, again, I'm not a drummer. You did an awesome job. All I could say is, could you make it a little funkier? And for some reason, I wanted this song a little funkier. And Sammy goes, hey, I'll give it a shot. Let me try it. I think I got something. I mean, just that quick. So he went back in and recorded something a little funkier. So you can hear his drum. It's just it's a little funky in it. It's not overwhelming, but it's a little funky. So he did that. Mikey came in with his bass. We had the guitars done. This song sat on the shelf for a long time because it was one of the later ones that I wanted to get the vocals on. There was certain ones that you want to kind of feel and hear first. So Drive Me Crazy sit on the shelf for a while. So I told, Joe told me, first time you heard this song needs clav. Joe told me. So I said, what's clav? I kind of had an idea. He said it's kind of what Stevie Wonder used, It's kind of funky. And it's so fitting that, I told Joe to make this song a little funkier. So maybe those drums or whatever, did it for Joe and said, hey, this needs clav. So we brought Kevin Ashba in, and he had never played with a wah-wah before, by what he said. He just played with the volume control on his keyboard. But he had a clav setting on his keyboard. So he put the clav setting on there. Joe had a wah-wah and kind of told Kevin kind of a little bit of what to do. Didn't really tell him exactly what to play, but he said, work the wah-wah while you're doing the keys and kind of make it kind of funky. Again, it's kind of coming up, make it funky. So Kevin is freaking awesome too. And again, I have world-class players on there. These guys can play with anybody. I always tell people I'm probably the least talented person on this CD. But that's okay, because they make me look good. So we really enjoyed Kevin playing, and he came up with some awesome parts, and we was laughing because in the breakdown, and here's old Downtown back up here again. What are you doing, buddy? You can hear he does this bump, 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 and it's just so freaking funky and cool. We'd always laugh when we hear that. It's just freaking awesome. So that made the song right there. So we had Brad sing it. Again, Brad delivered a great vocal performance on this song, and his voice really fit. Again, it's kind of like a modern country, rock cross combination, So did a great job on that. Then again, Marty was in the studio. I said, Marty, buddy, if you can come up with a solo on this, I had some ideas. So Marty came in and did a great job on the solos. You know, again, so fitting for what Marty did. Again, a phenomenal player. So we had the guitar solo on there. And I do want to go back. When I was recording my rough tracks with vocals and guitars for the scratch vocals, I got some hairs of downtown in my nose here. I'm kind of itching. But we did, I actually had to write the middle part, because I basically just had the verse and chorus. I didn't have that middle part where Marty plays over the solo, that it comes in at the very end like an outro chorus. I wrote that just for the CD. I had the original 2 parts. So again, when I was writing it for the CD, I came up with that part. Again, it's all about when the muse hits. You've got to have a guitar in your hand, a recorder going, or taking notes so you can figure these things out. So then I told Joe, I said it'd be nice if we can get some female vocals on here. The lyrics are kind of from a guy's perspective, but it'd be nice to hear a woman singing, kind of answering him, because the whole premise behind the song is "You drive me crazy." How many times have you heard that? I love her, but she drives me crazy. Or I love him, but he drives me crazy. That was the whole premise of the song. That's how I came up with the title, Drive Me Crazy. So no matter how somebody drives you crazy, you still love them, you still want to be with them, but they just drive you crazy, So we had Danny Harness come in to do the vocals, and it was just really awesome. She really nailed it. I think she had like a Rihanna kind of spin on it, which I really love. I don't really listen to a lot of that music, but I've heard some of Rihanna's songs, and I thought that style fit so good with this song. So anyways, those I believe are all the players on the song. So real quick, the lyrics: "You drive me crazy with your love now, baby, but keep me wanting early in the morning with a kiss from your lips. A gift from you to me, that's what I want to see." So in the studio, people naturally thought this song was about sex, but it's not. It's about love. It's about somebody driving them crazy, and the whole premise on that first line was, I know when I was younger, you'd always hear people saying, don't let the sun go down with you being in a bad mood or whatever. And I know my mom had always says, make sure you go to bed not with an argument or any hard feelings towards the person that you love, because you're probably going to dream that, and that's going to stay in your mind, and maybe you'll have a restless sleep, or it'll carry over to your dreams to the next day. So I was always brought up, whatever happens today, get that sorted out, go to bed with a fresh mind. So that's what that was. So let's say if you had an argument, you've got that out of the road, you go to bed, and you want to wake up with a kiss. Start a brand new, fresh day, you're still in love. That's the whole premise of the song, folks. You drive me crazy, but leave me wanting early in the morning with a kiss. So verse 2, or actually that was the chorus, but verse 1 is, well, I love to see you smile. This country boy would walk a country mile. I'd go up, back, and around again. I'm all the way into this relationship, 100% in for you. I just love to hear you talk. You make me want to walk a crazy talk, a crazy walk. Every day and around again, I'm all the way in. Kind of like poker. I'm all in. I'm all the way in. Pushing it in. Again, there you got your chorus. It says, give me a kiss from your lips, a gift from you to me, that's what I want to see. So again, in the morning, you just want to see a kiss from them to start your day off right. Maybe be a kiss goodbye when they go to work, kiss when you come home, whatever. Just a small kiss, a little bit of affection can do wonders. So again, I think it just repeats the chorus from here on out. But I kind of had a little silent tribute to Van Halen. I told Brad, I said, could you give me like a big kiss? And he goes, you want a wet one or a dirty one? I said, well, not for me, but on the record. And he goes, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. So he put a big kiss on the end. And folks, that's what the whole song's about. It's not about sex. It's about going to bed, loving the person that you're with, expecting that kiss in the morning, maybe expecting another kiss in the evening. But you always want to leave that person wanting a kiss, wanting more. That's what it's all about. You drive me crazy, but I want that kiss in the morning. So folks, that's the Rock and Roll King. We just did the episode about Drive Me Crazy. Music's the soundtrack of life. Have some every day. And just remember, it's all for one for all, and all for rock and roll.